First of all, let me apologize that we didn't do a show today because for those of you that have not heard, in Texas we're having this like sort of winter storm here, and we're having a bunch of rolling blackouts because of it. My power had been going in and out, and it's on right now. I'm gonna try to get this video over with and upload it for you guys. So we couldn't do the show, but hopefully we can be back tomorrow once all of this nonsense is over. You are seeing this whole green energy quote thing doesn't seem to be working out that much. It's almost like there were people that warned against this idea that if you relied upon these turbines and what have you, they would freeze, and then you'd be assed out. And that's what happened, but neither here nor there. So let's talk about something that I was going to talk about on the show today. Now, I don't know if you know, but we've been going through this this is bullcrap sort of lockdown internationally, all over the world, where depending on where you're at, it's obviously more or less strict in terms of the governmental imposed lockdowns and restrictions. Now, in some cases, like in what happens in Australia, it's like they get one case in a particular area and they try to shut everything down, one confirmed case. It's kind of ridiculous. This is why some of those I've interacted with, a lot of these people, they just really trip out in the event that people like in spots like America and Florida that are more open, despite having these confirmed cases, they seem to despise that because people taking whatever precautions that they want to take, being free to make that choice for themselves if they want to assume the risk or if they want to live in a bubble for the rest of their life. That's how free individuals should be acting. But, of course, the government overlords, they would rather, make the decision on your behalf because you, on the other hand, should not be making it. Okay. I saw this, though, because this happens out in Australia. This is a man, and this is what peak male performance looks like. I'm going to show you right now. Let's take a look.
Did you realise there's a lockdown?
Can't wait for some of these snags. These are going to be good at.
Did you
Watch one more
realise
time.
there's a lockdown?
Can't wait for some of these snags. These are going to be good at.
So what
Did
he
you
said,
realize
for
there's
those
a
that don't
lockdown?
know, it is kind of hard to hear, and I'll give you guys context here in a little bit. But he said something along the lines, these are going to be some good snags. I'm ready for these good snags. He's referring to, obviously, the food there. And then he smacks the snitching reporter, the mic off of that little stupid stand because, you don't want to be 6 feet within people's area. This whole scene looks ridiculous, but that's sort of what we're dealing with now when it comes to this whole COVID thing and these ridiculous journalists who are absolutely enemies of the people. And you're seeing that they're just extensions of the state. It is not just in America. It's not unique to simply America. This is happening all around the world. But they have this lockdown, as you can see, and the reporters going around asking like, aren't you aware that there's a lockdown? And dude's like, dude, I'm going about my business. I'm trying to make this food, do my thing. And you over here annoying me. He slaps the mic out of his hands, not his hands, off of this stupid pole that this guy is holding because he doesn't want to make sure, I guess he gets the virus. The journalist probably, or the reporter guy probably has 6 masks on, feels that's the kind of feeling that I get with this. But I don't know if this guy is making this for himself, if he plans to sell it, whatever it is, really. It's just crazy how strenuous these lockdowns have been on these people where like in spots like in Australia, but other spots as well. We're dealing with this in America in spots like California where it's like, okay, we'll let you go with we'll lock you down. All right, now you can go with a little bit of restrictions. Hold on, we're going to lock you down again. Now you can go with just some more restrictions, lock you down again. So they keep pulling the rug from under these people, and they can't live normal lives. And unfortunately, because of the state and the media's dramatization of this virus, there's absolutely no report on any good news, be it the effective treatments of the virus, or be it in the fact that, well, it's not a death sentence for most people that contract it. That's not my opinion. That is what the statistics show, even from your beloved WHO, that it shows the survivability rate, definitely for people under 70, is insanely high. We're talking about the survival rate is in the 99 percentile, right? This is what your 99%, that's what we're dealing with here, over 99%. And that should be good. Like, most of these people are not going to need to be hospitalized or anything like that, because it's going to be a more so mild reaction that they get. And, this looks like a healthy man here that is living his life. He's not even around a bunch of people, but Jesus, man, the fact that people are so hell bent on, and it goes, well, let me backtrack a little bit, because what it does is it shows how it doesn't take much to come from the government for people to just act irrationally. We've never done anything like this in modern history, specifically for something like this that's not as deadly as some of the previous viruses that have been floating around, particularly Ebola. And I'm not saying that Ebola was as say contagious, but what I am saying is that was a virus that was known to spread from person to person, and we didn't do this. Swine flu, H1N1s, or anything like that. We never did any of this. Something that's very, very unique in modern history. And it goes to show that all it takes is just a little bit of obedience there, and then bam, it's like it's the norm. And now 15 days to slow the spread is now turned into what we are dealing with, unfortunately, in a year almost. We're closing in on a year. All of those metrics and stuff they said was supposed to work didn't work. I know Australia's going to deal with it a little bit better because they're kind of isolated. Not going to have as much international travel and stuff like that we have, commerce certainly in America. But even then, it's like, dude, let them live. If you want to be the one that lives in a bubble that just sits there and doesn't move, put 6 diapers on your face, do it. If you're a business owner that wants to require people to have 6 diapers on their face and social distance, do it. But if people don't want to assume, they don't want to assume the risk, they shouldn't have to do it. But for those that have no issues with this, it's like, okay, look, man, we've been spreading viruses around for years. This isn't anything unique in terms of the COVID thing. Like, that didn't just start where you could potentially pass a virus to someone. This is why this whole if it saves on life thing is complete and utter nonsense, because we've never followed that ever. Viral pneumonia, all of these things that people would spread from person to person, and not one person would say, hey, you should be forced to wear a diaper on your face wherever you go. Now COVID comes along, and now it's, if you don't want that, then you want to kill grandmas. You wasn't worried about that when flus and all sorts of other upper respiratory illnesses would spread to individual. And yes, one person may not have a reaction at all, and another person, the wrong person, gets it because they have maybe underlying conditions or what have you. They may have to deal with a more strenuous issue here. But that's not new. And these people are going to continue to try to imprison people in their houses, in their wherever they live, just for the sake of a virus that has a 99% survivability rate. This is utterly insane, and I hats off to this man for just doing this thing. Like, screw these lockdowns, man. I'm going to do what it is that I am going to do. We need more forms of civil disobedience. That's probably the only way out of this, because you're seeing that they will continue to kick the can down the road. They don't even have really a measure that they're going by. They're just going to kick the can down the road further and further and further until people say, you know what, no more. So hopefully we get to that part soon.